Too good to sit on. Much too good. Do you boys all understand? Instead of waiting 9 months for a year birth, we said we would rather watch. Instead of 3 months wasting life on a book, we decided TV screen. Script easy writing is mechanical writing. I want that written into people's ears day and night. I want them to pop up in front of their eyes no matter where they are. The old man was flushed with excitement. It'll bring the money rolling in, that slogan. It goes hand in glove with our new line. Oh, this is a fine, memorable day. Bill said diffidently. We could even tie it in with strip teasing, too. Damn you, Jill, I'll put the blocks to you yet. I can see a picture of a strip teaser down to her buff, shaking it at the reader in the ad copy reading something like this. Strip tease. No script easel a honey of a pen in an unbeatable style, specially designed to give you hours of pleasure. You get the picture. Voices began to babble, throwing the ideas around. Bemis Franklin sat smug and smiling, gesturing a waiter forward, ordering another round of drinks, signing the check, adding a $10 tip. The old bastard can well afford it, Bill thought. I've added a couple of million to his bank account today. The idea pleased him in a way. It gave him a feeling of power. When he got back to his office he phoned Toby and told her the news. As he hung up he thought, that Sinophovich Walters isn't the only one who can have good luck. I'm a comet starting up myself and nothing's going to stop me from making my splash across the sky. He sobered, thinking about Dave Walters. I ought to be powdered him one in the Poindexter doorway instead of shaking him up. Knock the bastard cold, teach him to play with some dame I've got the finch eye on. I should have staked Gwen out long ago, the way Cliff's working late all the time or running off to Chicago. That Gwen can handle a lot more and she's getting from her husband. Is Walters really getting to that? I'd give a lot to know, I honest to God would. 2. Hank Gordon was sick. He stood inside the white-tiled magnificence of the executive laboratory of Amalgamated Bank and Trust Company and looked at his pallid reflection in the wall mirror. His conservative silk rep tie had cost $12. His shirt was a Sea Island cotton import with a modestly understated button-down collar. His suit was a $250 pinstripe. Yet he saw himself garbed in rags. $4.5 million lost, he thought. The loan was made on my say-so. Now they've found the bonds the loan was advanced on are worthless. Oh my God. A clerk in filing had discovered the error by sheer accident. A routine investigation had resulted, by late morning, in frantic phone calls. Heinlinger himself director, head of the trust committee, and chairman of the board had hung over the telephone a few minutes before noon. He could still hear their crisp voice barking at him. Simply cannot understand your lack of caution in this matter, Gordon. The most elementary research would have disclosed the true facts. It's a most reprehensible breach of conduct. Most reprehensible. Yes, sir. What else was there to say? You don't tell a man like Otto Heinlinger that all he did was what every other man in his position did. You left the checking of securities to your underlings. You were no clerk to go grubbing in the vaults. The bank hired men and women to do those menial jobs for you. Yet the responsibility was on your head. It was your job to make certain those were the correct bonds and stock issues. The fact that custom permitted clerks to do the task for you was a reason, but not an excuse. Least of all was it an extenuating circumstance. Jesus, whimpered Hank Gordon, peering at his crumpled face in the washroom mirror. I'm done for. Finished. Washed up. I might as well go home and shoot myself. 3. Sweat ran down into his eyes as Doc Mapes worked against time, only vaguely aware of the bright overhead or the 2 assistant surgeons hovering at his elbow, of the nurse waiting to mop his forehead. His eyes sought the inhalator. At the same time he swung toward a basin, rinsing his gloves in the sterile salt solution. A linen cloth moved across his forehead. Just a few just a few minutes more and maybe I can still do the impossible.